So first of all, don't drink 5 cups of coffee after going to bed at 4 o'clock in the morning. That's my advice. Let's look at this stuff right here. The sine of 5 pi over 6. Look on your unit circle. Look on your unit circle. And tell me what the sine of 5 pi over 6 is. Who said that? Who said that? Tiger? Was that you? Okay, Catherine. 1/2 is correct. Good job. So that stuff in the orange. No, that's just 1/2.
Should it just be 5 pi over 6?
No, it's 1/2. Just write it down and trust me. I want the arc sine. Oh, I swear I hit that thing. I want the arc sine of 1/2. So give me an angle whose sine is 1/2. Make sure you answer correctly. What, Sam?
5 pi over 6.
Whoa.
Pi over 6.
Olivia? Can't hear you. I'm sorry. Joe Green?
Pi over 6.
Pi over 6 is correct. Ding, 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 ding.
Nice.
Now let me talk about that. Notice how we just got done talking about sines and arc sines undo each other, right?
Yes.
So our first common sense intuition is to answer, oh, isn't it just 5 pi over 6? But when you go back and look in the box, no, no, no. That's not between negative pi over 2 and pi over 2. Shame, shame on you for not listening. You can only give an answer between negative pi over 2 and pi over 2. So a strategy is to actually find the sine first, and then give me the angle whose sine is that falls within those restrictions. You guys try number 14. What does the phrase arc or inverse something mean to do for me?
Find the angle.
Find the angle. Very good. So I'm going to find the angle. I look inside here. I'm looking for an angle that has certain restrictions for the sine. Number 1, I want the sine to be negative 1/2, which means it has to be some kind of pi over 6. Right? And it has to fall between negative pi over 2 and positive pi over 2. Which one is that?
Negative pi over 6.
Negative pi over 6. Remember, you have to answer with the angle that has those certain restrictions. So that brown junk looks like that. Then, after I get that, what I want is I want the cosine of negative pi over 6. So I look at the cosine. Negative pi over 6 means spin clockwise, pi over 6, and tell me what the cosine is. And the answer is root 3 over 2. Because the cosine is talking about the x value of the coordinate. Questions? In number 15.
Remember like that one
We're looking for the angle that has a sine of negative root 3 over 2. Remember that means that your answer has to be between negative pi over 2 and pi over 2. Tristan? Negative pi over 3 I would take, or negative 60, either one. So this is negative, sorry. Negative pi over 3. Please stop with the sounds. After I do that, I'm then going to look for the cosecant of that angle. But in my brain, cosecant doesn't compute very well, in all honesty. So I tell myself to look for the sine first. What's the sine of negative pi over 3? Square root of 3 over 2? Negative, okay. Negative root 3 over 2. And what I know about the cosecant and the sine is that they are Better use the right math word. Reciprocals is the correct math word. So the answer is -2 over root 3, which of course you will not leave that way. You are going to
Make it negative.
make it -2 root 3 over 3. I'm just going to leave it that way on the board, but you will on a test, of course, simplify that. What? What?
Oh my.
Oh my. Lines and tires.
How
How will we make it? Inside this arc sine, we see an angle that is not on the unit circle. When that happens, what you're going to understand about the sine, when you're talking about arc sine, is that when you see arc sine, you're looking for an angle. And this angle, since it's positive, has to be in the first or fourth quadrants for sine. Or sorry, first and second quadrant. But because we have restrictions in inverse trigonometry, it can only be in the first quadrant. So when you see this and it's not on the unit circle, what I want you to do is I want you to draw a triangle in the first quadrant. And the reason I'm telling you to draw that triangle is because we are going to represent that information that's inside this arc sine stuff on that triangle in the first quadrant. Because arc sine is saying to us, give me this angle here in blue that has the sine of 4 over 5. So this is the triangle that we're looking at. So the blue highlight in 16 is talking about this triangle in the first quadrant. Oh, whoops, a side's missing. How would you find that? Pythagorean theorem. And of course you know that that's going to be a 3 when you figure that out. So now we see the angle, right? And this is really telling us to find the cosine of the angle. You see it down below? There's the angle. What's the cosine of that angle? Don't think too long. 3/5. Good job.
Oh,
Joe.
that your value that or there's an X or a value.
There's an X, a variable. Whenever you see a variable, this is what you're going to think. When they say algebraic expression, because there's a variable, I see a variable, I think triangle in first quadrant. That's what you're going to do. So over here, first thing I do is I draw a triangle in the first quadrant. The inside stuff, arc cosine, is telling me to give me an angle. I need an angle. Oh, look, here's an angle. Right here. See it? That has a cosine of x. But cosine is the adjacent over the hypotenuse, and I don't see a fraction there. Oh my goodness, good job. It's x over 1. So when I write this down, the adjacent over the hypotenuse looks like that. Adjacent is x over 1, even though you don't see a 1 on the bottom of a fraction anywhere, because x divided by 1 is x. How would I find that third side? Pythagorean theorem. If you were to do the Pythagorean theorem, be very careful. You will get 1 minus x squared, because it's actually 1 squared minus x squared, which is 1 minus x squared, underneath a square root. You can figure out how to do that later. If you have trouble with the Pythagorean theorem, feel free to come see me. The actual problem is telling me, excellent. All right, in this one, the arc cosine is talking about that angle. So really what's happening right now in this problem is that I'm asking for the sine of the pink angle. That's what's happening. Right? Because it says sine on the outside of whatever this stuff is, and that pink stuff is saying the angle. So the sine of the angle is square root of 1 minus x squared. Over 1. Well, you don't have to write the over 1. I mean, come on. Okay, the 3 minutes are up. If I look at the inside stuff, it says arc sine 3x. I know that whenever I see an x thing, the first thing I think about is drawing a triangle inside of the first quadrant. The red inside stuff is saying look for the angle in that first quadrant. Oh, there it is. That angle has to have a sine of 3x, which is the same as 3x over 1. So here's the 3x, and here's the 1. I need to find the other side. Remember the Pythagorean theorem says that we have leg squared plus leg squared is hypotenuse squared. So I know that that unknown side, question mark, squared, plus 3x parentheses squared equals 1 squared. If I move the 3x to the other side, that means that my question mark squared equals 1 squared, which is 1, minus 3x quantity squared, which is the same as 9x squared. And then you square root both sides, which then, of course, means that your other side down here is the square root of 1 minus 9x squared. Pythagorean theorem. And the question was saying to us, give me the cosine of that angle that I was talking about. And if you were to respond, the cosine would, of course, be the square root of 1 minus 9x squared.